Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap. In this session, we will be discussing the MCQs on IFSCA Act, and this is part 9 of our discussion. All of the sections of the Act are being discussed through MCQs. With this, you will be able to understand the type of questions that you can expect in the exam and also revise all of the sections with respect to these MCQs. So through these sessions, we are covering the topics that are unconventional like the IFSCA Act, GIFT City, GIFT IFSC, and Global Financial Centers that are part of the syllabus of Phase 2, Paper 2, right? So this was the question that was given as homework to you. The IFSCA has been provided with the power to make regulations as per which among the following sections of the IFSCA Act. This was the homework in the previous session, and here you have section 2, section 10, 17, 28, 32. Section 2 talks about the application of this specific act. It applies to the IFSCs. Then section 10 talks about the administrative powers of the chairperson, right? 17 talks about what? By now you should be very clear with the sections: performance review committee and the provisions with respect to the same. Yes, section 28 is something that talks about the provisions with respect to the power that the IFSC as an authority has got to make regulations. 32 talks about removing difficulties with respect to the implementation of these acts, and the power to remove difficulties has been given to the central government by issuing orders in this regard. Okay, and these orders actually have whenever we have a new legislation, we have new things coming up, there might be difficulties and the central government might be required to step in, and this the central government does as per section 32 of this specific act. The powers are given to the central government to step in by giving orders in this regard, and this will be applicable for 5 years, and each of these orders are required to be laid in front of the parliament. Okay, because this is something that is going to affect not just the IFSCs but also the financial and economic structure in India. Right, so option D is correct here. We have section 28, which provides for the regulations with respect to various provisions that are given in the act to come up with regulations. The time and place of meetings. So we have section 8 that talks about the meetings of the IFSCA, and the time and place, the rules of procedure, all of these can be given in the regulations, and we have come across these regulations on the IFSCA website. Salaries and allowances and various conditions of service of the employees, that is provided in section 11. The section 28 provides for the regulations in this regard also, that the power to come up with regulations in this regard. The manner in which authority may perform its functions under section 13. Okay, so section 13 provides that the IFSCA can perform the functions of the 4 regulators which are part of schedule 1 of the act, and also make modifications to schedule 1 with respect to the regulators and the acts that are related to these regulators and are applicable in the IFSCs, right? So that is given, and the regulations in that regard can be made, and that power is given as per section 28 to the authority. The manner of providing information, so the information is to be provided to the performance review committee as per section 17, so that the review is properly done. That manner of providing the information is also something that will be part of the regulations given out or made by the authority, and the power is given as per section 28. Maintenance of website under section 18. Foreign currency in which transactions are being done under section 20. Okay, so section 20 talks about the transactions being done in foreign currency. Okay, it is not in Indian rupees that the transactions have to be done. It is some free floating foreign currency, and the section 20 provides for this. Regulations in this regard can be issued as per section 28. Powers and functions of the authority, that it delegates to certain officers or bodies under section 23. So this delegation, powers of delegation are provided under section 23 of the act. Any other matter? Okay, why did we discuss this in detail? Because that is going to help you along this session, the questions that are going to come up. Now you should be really clear with these questions and you will be able to answer them really well. Here is the first question. IFSCA can make regulations as per IFSCA Act. with respect to which among the following matters? Okay, see. So regulations can be made with respect to which of these matters as given in section 28 of the Act. Okay, as per the Act, we will have to come up with the answer. The time and place of meetings and the rules of procedure in regard to the transaction of business, salaries and allowances and other terms and conditions of service. And the third thing is the manner in which authority may perform its functions under section 13 of the Act. So whenever you are going through the provisions, keep recalling the sections that provide for these. Again, time and place of meetings, we know this is under section 8, and salaries and allowances, this is under section 11. For this, the section is given, and yes, all of the three are provided, are mandated, or these powers to come up with regulations in this regard is part of section 28 of the Act. So E is the correct answer here, and the provisions, as we have already seen, are given here. Moving on to question 2, here you have every rule and every regulation made under this Act shall be laid as soon as may be after it is made before each House of Parliament while it is in session for a total period of dash days. Okay, so these rules and regulations, rules are to be made by whom? Rules are to be made by the central government, and regulations are something that the IFSCA comes up with respect to the IFSCs. Okay, so these are to be laid before each house of the parliament. It is not just one house, each of the house, both the houses of the parliament, and this is to be laid for how many days? For how many days it is to be laid there? That is the question, and this is something that is provided as per the Act. 10 days, 5, 15, 20 or 30. What is the right answer? So the right answer here is 30 days. Okay, for 30 days, these are to be laid in front of each house of the parliament so that that can be discussed. So section 29 actually provides for the rules and regulations to be laid before the parliament, and a total period of 30 days is provided during which these are to be laid there. Okay, so E is the right answer. You can go through the other provisions given here through the PDF. Here we have this, which among the following sections of the IFSCA Act provide the central government with powers to issue order to remove difficulties to implement the Act. Okay, so we have discussed this in the previous sessions also, that there are provisions with respect to the same. Here we have the section 4, 14, 22, 32 or 34. Yes, the correct answer is section 32. It provides for the provisions with respect to removing difficulties for implementing, which come across while implementing the Act, and the power is with the central government to issue orders in this regard, which are to be laid in front of the both the houses of the parliament. Okay, and for how many days? Yes, you should be knowing it by now. It is 30 days. Now again recall what are these sections here. The correct answer here is D. Then section 4 actually provides for the establishment of the authority. Section 14 provides for the provisions with respect to the grants that are given by the central government. Yes, whenever you see these sections, keep recalling what they mean, and that will help you in revising through these sections all of the at least what the sections mean and what are the provisions given. That will be really clear for you. Section 22, it provides for supersession of the authority. Okay, the authority, the central government can supersede. 22, you can remember it like this, SS, supersede. Okay, and then section 34 actually provides for the provisions with respect to savings, or that the provisions of this and the regulations that the IFSCA comes up with, all of those are applicable. That is what section 34 says, unless and until any other regulation or act comes up which negates it. Okay, so here we have question 3 for which the answer is D, and section 32 talks about removing these difficulties. The power is given to whom? Central government, and these whatever orders the central government comes up with, those will be applicable. Those will expire after 5 years from the commencement of the Act. So the Act came into being after 2019, and after that 5 years. Till then only whatever orders the central government wants to come up with to remove the difficulties with respect to implementation, these orders will be applicable, and these are required to be laid in front of each of the house. Remember these things, only few things in section 32 that you need to remember. Central government is empowered to issue orders to remove difficulties in the implementation of the IFSCA Act only till dash years from the commencement of this Act. Okay, now you know this. There's no confusion. The correct answer here is E, 5 years. We have just seen that whatever difficulties come up, they can be removed, and the power for that is given to the central government. These orders are applicable till 5 years after the commencement of the Act. Right? Here again, this is a homework question for you. Fifth question: which among the following sections of the IFSCA Act provides for transactions in foreign currency? Okay, if again, let me remind you, if you were really attentive during the session, you can answer this really well. Section 4, is it section 14, 20, 32, or 34? Please do let me know the answer in the comment section. And to help you out with your preparation, we have come up with this ultimate test series of IFSCA Grade A Phase 1 and Phase 2 exam, wherein you will be getting the questions with respect to quizzes with respect to each and every component of phase 1 and phase 2, phase 1 paper 1, paper 2, phase 2 paper 1, phase 2 paper 2. There are also full length tests that are part of this test series for your preparation, to help you out in your preparation of phase 1 and phase 2. To avail this, you can click on the link given in the description. If you have any queries or doubts, you can call us on this number 8146207241, or you can drop a mail at hello@edutab.co.in. And all the best for your preparation. Keep your confidence high. All the best. Thank you.